It is currently midnight, and a couple of hours ago, Blizzard just randomly dropped a small clip of the new Sombra ability that's coming with her rework at the start of Season 7. So we're going to be talking about that and what it means and everything that we can dissect from this brief clip. Now, you may want me to talk about the ability first, but I'm going to talk about stuff in order. So I'm going to blue balls you a bit because for one frame at the very start of this clip, we can see something that is brand new to Sombra. And that is that there is a ring around her that seems to be a marker for the radius at which someone will detect you while you are in stealth. And quite a few people have thought that they've also nerfed stealth because the radius is pretty big. But I went and tried to replicate this exact same scenario, and it actually seems pretty accurate to the size that it is in the game right now. So I'm guessing the detection radius is just a bit bigger than people always thought that it was, because the radius shown in the clip seems to be exactly the same as the detection radius that is in the current game right now. So that's a bit of a quality of life change that's coming with Sombra, so you could say it's a net buff, because now you'll be able to tell exactly how close you can get to someone before you get detected. But the real thing that everyone's here for is what happens afterwards. Her brand new ability called Virus. Oh yeah, and let me keep blue balling you by saying, before we continue to the ability, please like and subscribe if you enjoy Overwatch or Overwatch related content. You clicked on this video, so the overloads at Google are going to send you back to this channel through the algorithm anyways, so you may as well just subscribe. Thank you. It appears to be a projectile that Sombra quickly throws out from her left hand, functioning as a skill shot style ability, and if someone gets hit by it, they get inflicted with a new status effect. It will deal a damage over time. As you can see in the clip, Reinhardt is taking damage after being hit by it, but aside from that, we don't know what other effects that it will have. It does also give them these little hack lines. However, this visual effect is completely different from the current hack effect that is used in the game right now, so it's likely that this isn't just going to apply the hack debuff. It's going to be a very different debuff that maybe just includes being able to see the inflicted target through walls. Maybe it'll have some other effect as well, but who knows. All we have is this brief clip where the Reinhardt does nothing, so we don't know if it is hack and will cancel abilities, or if it's just going to do something else and also apply damage over time. However, we can kind of speculate on what will make this ability special, and I think the first bit of speculation that I think is pretty likely to happen, I could easily be wrong, as I have been in videos before. But considering that the ability is called a virus, aside from being, you know, another computer hacker word, the main thing that viruses do is that they spread. So what I think this ability is going to do is that if someone gets hit by it, if an ally is standing within a certain radius of them for a certain amount of time, then the status effect will transfer over to that ally instead. So if a team is clustered up, the ability virus will quickly spread and infect the entire team. And I feel like this is a lot more likely than people think, because Blizzard have already tried something like this before with the April Fool's Day update. Some people may not have experienced this because it was bugged and removed from the game in the way that the hero that had this effect, Ass, was completely disabled once it was found out, but they tried to give her dynamite an effect where the fire would spread to nearby allies if someone was on fire. So just the name of the ability and the fact that just being a damage over time doesn't seem that unique. I do think that they probably cleaned up that code and gave it to this ability, so it is going to function like a virus and can spread through the enemy team. Now, as for what this new ability is replacing, I actually don't think that's hack. Blizzard have said before that they don't want to remove hack from the game. Instead, I actually think that this new ability is going to replace Translocator. And that's part of the reason why I don't think it's going to give the normal hack effect of disabling abilities, because giving Sombra two abilities that basically remove another player's ability to play the game for a couple seconds seems really ridiculous, especially if one of them, virus, is actually able to spread to other players. So this new ability is going to most likely be replacing Translocator, because on top of the balance team saying that they wanted hack to stay, they've also said they want Sombra to feel more committal to engagements, and removing her get out of jail free card would be exactly a way to do that. I feel like this will definitely come with some buffs to stealth, so that she's not just completely stuck in a fight once he chooses to engage. Maybe stealth just won't have a cooldown to make up for the fact that Translocator is gone, but I do think that this ability is going to replace Translocator. You may be wondering, Well, what about that leaked new translocator that we saw before? Blizzard leaked it. We saw a new translocator being used in a video. What happened to it? And I'm gonna say that honestly, I think that was just an animation mistake, and that's all there was to it. And what this new translocator came from was a video from Blizzard titled Heroes Can. This video was just a general advertisement for Overwatch 2 as a whole, not tied to any particular season. So it featured a lot of original animation just to hype up the game. And the particular moment in which the new translocator model was used was in a stare down between Sombra and Sojourn, and they're just going back and forth because, of course, it's called We Can or Heroes Can. So it's set to like a remix of the song that's like, anything you can do, I can do better. And they're just going back and forth. And in the clip, Sombra pulls out a translocator and then throws it, and it does a cool slow-mo shot showing the translocator in the air, and it's a completely different model to anything we've seen before. And this led a lot of people to think that that was the new ability that Sombra was getting, but no, I think it was just either an old translocator that was unused or just some random model that someone thought would look cool in the trailer and they used instead. Because a lot of the advertisement is not gameplay, it's just animated, including the scene that they showed with the new translocator. And on top of that, in the scene right before it, you see Sombra pull out the translocator behind her back, and it's the regular Overwatch 2 translocator, not the new one. So even the model that was being used was not consistent throughout the whole 2-second clip of her throwing it out and then going to the next clip. So yeah, I think it was just a mistake that the new model was used, or it was probably an old model because her weapon also seems to be an earlier version of her weapon from Overwatch 2, because it is actually missing some of the RGB lighting on the side of the magazine. You can see that in the Overwatch 2 model in-game, it has these little RGB strips on the side of the magazine, and in the trailer you can see that it clearly does not. So this could have just been an early test model for a new translocator that they scrapped, and then someone accidentally found it and used it in this video. So yeah, translocator is gone, and it's probably never coming back. Or I should say it's probably gone, because the only thing we have to go off of is this 9-second clip, which is basically nothing. So yeah, that's basically all of the news we have about the Sombra rework in particular, as well as some speculation about what the new ability might do. So now to just cover some more recent news to just add some new stuff in. We of course got a teaser for the next season, which is called Rise of Darkness, and it seems to be themed around demons and other type of spooky little beings. Very scary, I know. And also featuring a collaboration with Diablo, as we do have a pretty cool looking Moira skin of Lilith from Diablo, and it will also be coming with a little PvE experience taking place on a modified version of Blizzard World Last Point that will be themed around Diablo. It features some zombified omnics to fight against, and there's a portal at some point. You can also see a new Wrecking Ball skin because he shows up as an enemy to fight against, I'm assuming, and you can see that briefly in the trailer. I'll show that here. And then at the very end, it shows off the cool Moira Diablo skin. So that's that for Season 7. I'm sure there will be a more in-depth trailer soon that I can talk more about and analyze a bit, but that's it for that. And then the next thing is that they've shown off the new Mythic skin for Hanzo, and it is Onryo Hanzo. Very cool looking skin. Has actually a lot of cool unique aspects to it. A completely new model for Dragon Strike, new sound effects for his weapon and all of his abilities. Just seems very cool in general, new visual effects. A very cool skin that I can see a lot of people potentially using when it comes out. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll talk more about news as we get it, as well as make some other types of Overwatch content. And until next time, see ya.